not start? It says it started. Maybe I gotta close out of the app. I'm sorry. Info. Check. Oh, here it is. Alright. Looks like we're working. Let me double check we still have sound. It looks like we have sound, but it was pretty quiet, so I turned myself up. Hopefully that fixed it. Just a little bit more. Okay. Sorry if the air conditioner is really bad in the background. Anyway, this is a second stream in a series of streams that I'm going to be doing talking about my anime list. Specifically, the plan to watch part of my anime list. I've added everything that was in my Crunchyroll, my VRV, my Hulu, all of my queues, and I put it all on my plan to watch. And now I'm going through and I'm watching the first episode of every anime on that list. I explained it a little bit more in depth in the first episode, but I don't... yeah, I don't know. So, I actually have a list of things that I've done in order here. After the last episode, we were at 469 of the 518 left untouched, where I hadn't watched any of them. And then I added 3 more shows to my queue. So, I am up to 471 shows on my plan to watch that I have not watched a single episode of. The plan to watch is now 518. So, yeah. I've been at this for a little while, but I only just started recording it for streams. So I'm not sure the exact numbers off the top of my head of the ones that I have at least started. But in the meantime, let's talk about what I did this week. Death Parade, a show that I started last week, really hooked me in. I ended up completing the entire show the second day. Really fantastic opening, fantastic character designs. It's just... the ending themes are really good too. Each episode just felt better than the last one with this show. Episode 5 was originally my favorite when I first saw it. But I really think the final episode is great, which is not something I usually find with anime. I find it a little bit disappointing sometimes. This one I loved. Yeah, I completed that anime, and it has gone from watching to complete. Our first kill. Then I watched more episodes of this anime, which is ongoing, which I didn't know at the time of starting it. I also started this last week. I got from episode 4 to episode 6. I'm waiting for the rest of it to air at this point. And then I watched an episode of Fruits Basket because I haven't been keeping up with Fruits Basket like I should be. That one's actually in my on hold category because I was watching it before I started the first episode thing. I watched episode 14 of that, and the season finale dropped today. So, now we have some shows that I started watching this week, which is what this is really about. First, we have... Maybe I should have kept this by anime title. You know, I was doing this a lot easier last week with Control F, but it's fine. Mayochiki? Question mark. It's okay. I knew going into it what it was gonna be, and it's okay, but I didn't really feel the need to watch more episodes right at that moment, so I left it on the plan to watch with one episode seen. I'll go back to it, but probably not for a little while. I'm gonna start using this. Divine Gate, I watched the first episode of. There's some kind of oof CG in this, kind of not great, but I do like the art style a lot. It doesn't show it very well in this, but Gate, yeah, probably something good in here. It's just a really cute art style, the shading and stuff. I don't know, I like it a lot, so that's why I'm gonna keep watching it. Otherwise, it seems like it has a little bit of potential for story, but I'm not quite sure how it's gonna go yet. And then I started... Oh. Not this one. I'll tell you that. There we go. On my watching list, Maid-sama. I watched the first 6 episodes in one go with this show. It has a very charming male lead. I'm kind of in love with him. And it's just got that feeling like a great romance anime. And I know that, you know, a lot of people have talked very highly of this for a very long time, so I wasn't surprised that it was a great romance anime. He's super charming, and I love her too. Very enjoyable characters. Then, for a show with some less enjoyable characters, Maria Holic, of which I watched 10 episodes in a row, and I'm not really sure why, other than the fact that the opening theme and the ending theme are fucking amazing. Like, they're just the best. I would listen to them day and night. It's some good music. And I guess the animation kind of reminds me of, like, Monogatari, just with certain cuts and things. I don't know. But, yeah, I watched 10 episodes of this in a row. But again, this is an anime that I've heard a lot of good things about for a very long time. I don't know. I obviously watched 10 episodes. Something got to me about it. The first 2 episodes were rough. But after that, it pretty much picked up. But I had to watch the first 2 episodes to see how rough they were gonna be. It was kind of like a train wreck. Yeah, on my watching list, 10 out of 12 episodes. Then I have a contender that is kind of out of the ordinary here. Penguin Drum. Which, as you can see, I haven't said I've watched any episodes of this, and that's because I stopped 5 minutes in because a translator note told me that I had to watch something else first. So I watched that something else. Oh, geez, what's the name of it, though? They have a lot of stuff with their Japanese titles on here, and I always get confused. It's in the movies, at least. I can find it. I finished it. Here it is. Yeah, Night on the Galactic Railroad. And I came into this watching it because an anime that I'd heard is really good had a translator note that told me, hey, this is important later. But I had heard of this before. A couple of times, just on different review channels on YouTube, I guess, for animation, and this bitch is haunting. Haunting. That's the only word I have for it. I had to stop pretty close to the end because I was just kind of overwhelmed with the whole thing. It's beautiful though, and there's a lot there. I'll give it that, but it's primal fear is what I felt sometimes. I don't know. It just the combination of the subject matter and the way the characters are animated because this came out in, 85. I don't know. Just the main character, Giovanni. It's just, yeah. It was good though. So I watched that so I could watch Penguin Drum, and then I never watched an episode of Penguin Drum. Because I'm great at things. After that, a few on hold. Now, let me explain this one here. This one is a very, very fragile spot on the list. It has a very high score, but they took the, high school animes or for adults who weren't able to enjoy their high school years thing to the extreme. The main character is a 27-year-old who takes a pill that makes him look like he was in high school, and he's tasked to going to high school for a year, and at the end he'll get a job, which is something he doesn't have. It's a NEET reformation program. And I like NEET characters. But he's in a class of 17-year-old high schoolers now, and the opening theme made it seem like it was kind of a romance, but it could be school comedy and me just misreading that completely. He's been nothing but wholesome so far, and I really hope that keeps up because I do like, some idea of the concept. I don't know. Maybe if the whole class was real-lifers, I'd be a lot more into this, but I don't know. It's very tentative on the list, but I'll give it the 3-episode go in the next sweep. He's been nothing but wholesome. He'll probably be a good guy the whole time, if it has that high of a score on my anime list. Then I watched... Where are you? Shining Hearts. I watched the first episode of this. It's still on my plan to watch. The girls are cute. And one of them started to have a personality at the end of the first episode. So I think we'll get more of that. But basically, this guy's a baker. And these two are waitresses, I believe. And she's the delivery girl. And they make the best bread in the world. Or something. I don't know. There's fairies and shit, so it's gonna be a weird fantasy show, but I'm kind of into that. It's cute. I don't know so much about substance with the cutes, but bread. If you like bread, you'll like this. Oh yeah! Oh, I'm so excited about this one. Y'all seen Riding Bean? I love him. I'm in love with him. What an amazing movie. It's like instantly categorized as a classic in my brain. I could only find the dub on Hulu. Did I even watch this on Hulu? It might have been VRV. I'm not sure what I watched this on. But I couldn't find the dub. And the voice acting had a really nostalgic feel to it. It reminded me a lot of Get Backers with the animation and the voice acting, which is a big compliment to this movie considering Get Backers came out in like early to mid 2000s. And this came out in 85? 89. It's really good. It's still a very clean movie. It's got the wonderful 80s action film style. It just feels very Hollywood, too. Oh, I loved it. I'm sure it took big advantage of them being animated, not real people, in certain scenes. Just for more tension. But it was awesome. I loved it. 10 out of 10. After that, we have something that's been on my list for a very long time. but I've never had access to until recently. Kill Me Baby, Baby Please Kill Me. I got what I thought I was going to get with this. I've heard about it so much, or I at least saw clips of it so much when I was younger. I thought it was going to be some big thing like Nichijou or something, but it's less. It doesn't mean it's bad, it's just less. It's not the top of the genre. It looks a lot like Lucky Star, which is super nostalgic to me, but it's on the plan to watch list. And here we are. Oh, there we go. Coming in clutch. Land of the Lustrous. This show has been on my list for a very long time as well, and I didn't get what I was expecting with it. I don't know what I was expecting with it, but I saw a bunch of GIFs on Tumblr, and the story's very different from what I thought it was going to be, considering the GIFs. But it's a very, very pretty race of gem people. Not very Steven Universe vibes, believe it or not. It's very prettily animated. Like, it just looks beautiful. But something just feels like it's missing from it. I don't know what. I'm sure I'll figure out by the 3rd episode what's missing from it. But for now, it's staying in plan to watch. Yeah. So, I moved everything that I hadn't started at the start of the challenge to the drop list. I think I went over that earlier. It doesn't mean that anything on the, not to drop, on the on hold list, anything on hold I'm still likely to be considered watching, just because I moved everything that was already on there here, so I could keep it cleaner for the streams. We have a new final score of 461 anime on my plan to watch list I have not watched. So, yeah, since I've started, I've completed 3 anime. I've started watching 4 anime, not including anything already completed. 57 anime are still in my plan to watch list after having watched an episode of them. None have been dropped yet. So that's pretty good. That was 10 anime that I had watched in the past couple of days, that I just wanted to go over my initial thoughts on them and where they landed on my little list here. Other than that, 461 to go. Unless I keep adding more. And I probably will add more, definitely by the time this is over, because new seasons will come out and I'll get excited for something. And there's always sequels and stuff to replace some of these when they're done, like Mariaholic. This is only the 1st season. There's a 2nd season with a different name. So the 2nd Mariaholic is completed. Mariaholic Alive will be set to watching, because I've technically already watched 12 episodes of it. That's how those are gonna work. So we may end up with more completed than we did plan to watch. But you know, that's honestly wishful thinking. I never finish anything. Always get the last 2 episodes and then I'll be like, okay, dip. Even some of these I probably never actually finished, and I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, but it was so long ago that I figure I finished it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Next time I'll bring back hopefully 10 more and go back over them with you. Thank you.